Welcome to Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life. Today we are exploring an important question. How do we connect our future aspirations with what we want to honor from our past? We've talked about planning and inspiration before, but today we are taking it a step further, reflecting on what has shaped us and how it informs where we are going. Ready to dive in with us? Let's go! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Polly. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. For us, it's good morning.
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. And this is another episode of Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life. And I'm Steve.
And I'm Polly, and it's so
And
good to be here.
well, Polly, if it's okay, I have something that kind of a question that I've really connected to over the last 3 or 4 weeks, that I think would be good to share with our audience and listeners. We've had a couple episodes, several, as we ended up the end of 2024 about planning for the future. What are we inspired to create? And this question that we're going to entertain is something that connects that future inspiration to what we want to honor in the past. Would
Mm-hmm.
you like to hear more?
Of course. Yeah, we had
Okay.
we had a preview, like a chit chat about this, but yes, please tell me more about it.
Okay. Well, let's just so this might be accessible to everyone. Let's just use a month period. So I'm sitting
Mm-hmm.
down and I'm inspired to create something in the month or even the next quarter. Um, as part of that exercise, I think it's good to honor the past with this question. Uh, when I think about what I'm inspired to be creating next quarter and what I'm looking forward to, what do I want to reflect back on? And that reflect back on, I would suggest if you're planning forward a month, reflect back a month. If you're
Mm-hmm.
planning forward a quarter, reflect back a quarter, et cetera. So let's say we're in that month time frame. If I reflect back on the last month, what do I want to honor, nurture, protect, or preserve, regardless of how I grow or how we grow, change or evolve going forward?
So the keywords in there: honor,
Mm-hmm.
preserve, and
Mm-hmm.
protect.
Protect, one more,
Oh,
and nurture.
and nurture. And
Yep.
nurture. So honor, preserve, and protect, and and nurture. So when I
Yep.
look back, I need to think of those 3 points that I'm bringing along.
Yes. Just so regardless of what changes going forward, I want to honor those. And this we do bring this into I'll give one example, and I think you might have another. But when we think in the context of leadership, if we're leading a group or a change effort or even something we're trying to do that may be different, whether that's in a strategic planning context or new product development, and you're leading a group, by creating space for the group to reflect on this question, I
Mm-hmm.
believe it helps them not only connect with their past, but it takes that a little level of whatever stress or anxiety or worry about, everything's working. Why are we changing? I think if you create space to say, no, we're gonna take time, and as a group, no matter how things grow, change, or evolve, we're going to carry this forward. These were what might be a core value that got us here. So I think when you, as a leader, you might have this in your quiver of arrows to use sometime during the planning process. Um, and before generally it works really well if you reflect on this question before you really start taking a deep dive into what you're trying to change, grow, or evolve, or the planning for the future. So that's an example of this question in a leadership context in a company. What came up for you, Paula? Do you see other areas where this question might be helpful?
Yeah, I'm really thinking of a conversation I had some time ago with a person, and I mentioned to the person, well, I am I am my best version nowadays because of all the things that have happened to me so far. So, like, I was looking back and saying that I am my best version and what I needed to do to keep on improving. But yes, looking back at what I have done up to now, I was really, really like what you were bringing really got me on a broader vision of life. But it's really, really interesting narrowing it down to points to focus and to really, when I'm looking back, what am I looking and what am I keeping and why am I doing that? So that really works as pillars or as as what is gonna move me forward to achieving goals, to achieving changes, or to do something different. That's what comes to my mind right now. It's like we can really think of a big picture, but narrowing it down, it it's like we focus on what we are looking at.
Yeah. And connecting to the past,
Hmm.
do you think that helps? Would you have similar thoughts at helping people connect to the past and what worked well and just providing some form of assurance that said, hey, we're going to honor that. We're not blowing everything we've done in the past. It's not, we're carrying what worked well forward. So yes, we're changing. Yes, we're growing. Yes, we're evolving, but we're honoring our past and bringing the best of, I like your frame,
Yeah.
the best of, we're kind of bringing the best version of ourselves forward or the best things we've done as a company forward.
Yeah, because you do we do have a different experience. You have been in the corporate world for long, and I have been in the education world. So when I think of parents, thinking of
Oh,
this question, this is also powerful for parents
oh,
or
thank you for
for
sharing that.
yeah, it is because many parents sometimes they are just like, I don't know what I did wrong, and just thinking of what I did wrong, what I did wrong, what I did wrong,
Mm,
and stuck in that thought. But if you can look back and yes, it's trial and error and try it again. But what was one thing that I did and I what can I improve?
yeah.
How can I be my best version once again as a parent and bringing forward education of somebody, a little one or a
Mm.
teenager? Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. I might just, before we go on and give time to reflect on the question, this is built into a lot of like in our conscious leadership group, the journal that
Mm-hmm.
comes with that program. It's baked into that. Your start of the week and end of the week review. If you follow Dr. Benjamin Hardy, co-author of 10X is Easier Than 2X with Dan Sullivan, he himself produces a one-page report every month where he kind of does that. What went well? He honors what happened, what worked really well, talks about a little bit about, yes, I got this done. No, I didn't get this done, and then reaffirms what he wants to get done in the next quarter. And it's built into the Full Focus Planner system and possibly other planner systems. But the Full Focus Planner by Michael Hyatt, right in that is a weekly preview and review where you do an after action review and move forward. So it is baked in, are part of it. So you may have experienced something similar, but I really, all of the last couple of weeks, just framing the question the way you and I did with the preserve, protect, nurture, it's really resonated with me. And I'm, I
That's
was
great.
inspired to share today.
Yeah, and when you shared of that, it really brought to my attention how we can apply this very question in different aspects of our lives.
Yeah. And I like the way you brought in a parent, even parenting too. If they're going down that path, they can say, well, what did I do well? Where was I at my best as a parent that I want to
Mm-hmm.
preserve, protect, nurture, and preserve going forward? So, well, should I ask the question again for our
Let's go for
listeners,
it.
and then you'll play some music for us for about 3 minutes, and we can both reflect on that question?
And just to narrow it down before we go into the question again, think, let's think ahead a month so you can look back 1 month.
Yeah.
Just let's
Let's
be
use that
more
frame.
concisive. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that
Awesome.
makes it more accessible for everyone. So let's just, if you're thinking about next month, the question is looking back over the past month. Okay. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
context. And the question you'll ask yourself when you reflect on your wins, attributes, high point moments from the past month, what do you want to maintain, nurture, preserve, or protect as you move into the next month? Maintain, nurture, preserve, or protect as we move into the next month. And let's reflect on that. And I look forward to hearing what that question stirs up for you. And I'll see you in about 3 minutes.
Sounds good. I'm gonna bring some music for us so
Okay.
we can reflect on it. Thank you
Okay. I'll
for
see you
bringing
in
this
three.
question, Stephen. See you in 3 minutes. And we're getting back here.
Yes. Well, Polly, if you're of the head or heart to offer, I would really enjoy what did this question of connectivity from our past to the future bring up for you?
So I'm looking ahead this and looking ahead and then looking back. So I thought of one of the projects that is to be taken off. The plane is about to take off. So thinking of this project in conscious leadership, I am thinking then looking back what I want to bring to this, I will be honoring my values and also the value of the course for the participants. Like, yes, this is good. So I'm bringing that along with me. I do want to protect something that I have learned, mainly getting back into my routine. So I do want to protect the time I use to resource myself to be fully present while in the course. And to nurture, when I think look back the month, it is just really interesting. I am a people person. Yeah, a people person, and I really want to keep on nurturing the connections, the old and the new, and bringing that, then once again bringing value to these connections. And value, I mean that would be both working both ways. So
Well,
this was
there's a
my
lot
takeaway.
there. And here's what things I appreciated and really opened my eyes. One is I love that you honored that you're creating value for others, thinking about kind of connecting to your why. I also love that when you shared with me, you really shared in terms of those four buckets. You thought through maintain, protect, preserve, and nurture. I really like that. When you hear mine, it was not that organized. But I love the framework of using those. Well, the four words are in the question. Why don't I think about them in those terms? So that I really appreciate, and I'm going to bring that into how I reflect on this question going forward. So thank you for that. And the final thing is thank you for the reminder to protect the space we set aside for resourcing ourselves so we show up fully present and we think about who do we choose to be in this moment. So
Exactly.
thank you for sharing that.
Well, thank you for your reflection on my words. I appreciate those.
Okay. Well,
What about you?
for
Yes.
me, I put down backstage. If I reflect on the last month, backstage is a supporting work for a client-facing work. That's how I frame it. So I really was in the backstage area, meaning
Mhm.
finally launched my website uh, for my business, campanabusinesscoaching.com. So that was a big backstage thing. And also invested time in polishing the frameworks that I use to serve clients, which has led into it really helped jumpstart the work, the direct work I'm doing with clients this month. So I really wanted to appreciate that you really do need to remember to do the backstage work. Relentless preparation leads to reflexive performance. So you have to do the backstage work to move forward. And I think the other thing, I had a lot of energy, I had a lot of focus, I had a lot of excitement. And so in this little 3-minute thing, I said, I'm curious about why that is. And what came up for me is I believe I was truly connected to a purpose. My purpose is to help business owners grow without sacrificing their relationships or well-being, helping them understand, yes, you can do this, look for the and, not the or. How can I
Mm.
grow my business and maintain my relationships and well-being? So I felt was really connected. The work I was doing on the backstage, there was really, I think one of the reasons I had the focus, energy, and drive is whether it was top of mind or resonating in the back, it was truly connected to purpose.
Wow. Wow. One of the things that really, really stood out for me was you were digging deeper into your why am I feeling this excited about all that is happening? So really, and when you dig deep into the why, you were really looking back and say, what have I done so that built up for me to be that excited and to keep on doing it? So that's that was like a ask the why. Why is important and why
Yes.
helps you go back as well and
Yeah.
get a steady on what you're doing.
Yeah. And when we're connected to our why, we just naturally have more energy. So,
I like that. I like that. And Steve, can you say the sentence again? Relentless preparation leads to success. Did I say it
yeah,
right?
and I apologize that I can't think of the book where I borrowed that from. Uh, it's a really good book. I'll try to, maybe we can put it in the meeting notes or remind me to share it next time. But it's relentless preparation leads to reflexive performance.
Reflexive performance.
So it's kind of in the
Interesting.
mental management stuff that I'm fascinated by and teach on occasion. It's the reflexive performance is you've done the work so that you've transferred everything, beyond the conscious into the subconscious. That's where people say you're in the zone, uh, because the relentless preparation has put them there.
And that
Michael
you
Jordan,
build it
those
up from the
game-winning
beginning.
shots, he missed as many
Yeah.
game-winning shots as he took. Most people forget that, yet and every great athlete, Tom Brady, it's relentless preparation. So that's
It's
why I
the
love
reps
that
you
quote.
get.
Thanks for
It's the
asking again.
reps,
It's one of
yeah.
my favorite quotes. It leads to,
And it is great. It is a great one. I just took note of that too, because it really is practice, practice, practice. Keep on practicing, keep on practicing, keep on practicing, and always look back to what you have and can bring forward.
and
Ah,
celebrate that. So
yes.
yeah, I appreciate, since thanks for opening up the space for this episode to explore that. It has been kind of top of mind over the last 2 weeks, and um, I'm glad we took the time to explore it together.
That's great. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for bringing it.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Well, Polly, I think this concludes another episode of Questions and Conversations on Leadership and Life. And I'm Steve.
And I'm Polly. I'll see you
Okay.
next.
Make it a great day.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
And that's a wrap for today's conversation. We love exploring how honoring the past can help us create the future we want. What part of your past do you want to carry forward? We'd love to hear your reflections. Drop us a comment or message us. This episode was hosted by Steve Campana and Polly Bellin Wilson. Produced by Polly Bellin Wilson. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share it with someone who could benefit. Until next time, and as Steve says, make it a great day.